Good morning, everybody. I want to give a shout out to Cinnamon Shogun on YouTube for bringing us all the latest updates on Sade Perkins. Sade, whatever your name is. This message is for you, personally. I want y'all to watch this lady as she talks.
It's true that you clearly only have like maybe 3 brain cells to rub together between like the 4 of you.
And I don't know what force she's referring to, but I guarantee they look like me. Because this woman is radical and the R word.
What I say on the internet does not affect my son's 4.0 GPA.
See, sweetie, that's where you're wrong. Your behavior could affect your son's college admission because a college will look at his personal life. Trust me, I know. I have a college student. They will look and they will say things like, his mother's a little radical. Look at all these comments. Do we want that at our school? Do we want that a part of our alumni? So they do look at that. So it won't matter if he has a 4.0 GPA. It won't matter if he's the greatest thing since sliced turkey. It will not matter. Your words matter. Your words have an effect. And any college he applies to will look back at his social media and will see your comments. And they will judge.
It has no bearing on that. Like, he's still gonna have 4.0. He got accepted into college on his own merit,
And I'm sure he did because goodness gracious, he didn't get anything from you.
You are used to having.
Hold on, this is the part I want y'all to listen to because it's important.
Legacy admissions, you're used to having handouts. You know that word? You know the word handout? You're used to having a free ride.
See, I think you're confusing us with the illegal immigrants and you. Because I hate to tell you this, I'll give you a couple of examples. Okay, hold on, I gotta check something. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Okay, so she's saying something about legacy media or legacy admissions, and that very well may be true. There are some colleges that do that, but I guarantee you they look at the results. Now, when it comes to white people getting a free ride, I will tell you my child, who is obviously Caucasian in nature, because hello, look at me, and my husband is Italian. She got basically, okay, so she is going to college for accounting and business management, that type of thing. She literally got turned down for an internship because they had to have their legacy met. Let's put it that way. So another child who was equal in education level to her, but she looks like me, and the other does not, obviously. Wink, wink. I can't say it because of YouTube guidelines, and I can't say it because it's not something I would say. Put it that way. But let's just say both kids had equal everything, and that other child got accepted because they had to, because of that diversity, equity nonsense. So I don't want to hear that we're used to getting a handout, because we are the furthest ones that get a handout. That is the most ridiculous statement any woman, any person could say. So please rethink that statement, because I think you're confusing us with you personally. Not everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that right, but you know what I mean.
To, people just, giving you things that you didn't necessarily.
Not true at all. You're confusing, again, us with illegal immigrants and probably you.
Sincerely earn. That is.
And I will have to tell you that we earn everything we get. We work for everything we get because everything is always used against us. We have been paying for what happened forever. Do you understand, Miss Perkins? We still, to this day, pay, obviously, because of what happened back before Abe Lincoln signed that little bill. Now, I'm not saying that that's right, because obviously I don't think it's right at all. I think that we've been divided for far too long, and we're all equal. We're all the same on the inside, and I've said this repeatedly. On the inside, if you were to strip everything from us, on the inside, we are the same. You would not be able to tell me from Sade Perkins apart. That's what I'm saying. And yet, this lady keeps trying to divide people. People like her is what's wrong with this country.
Not the case here. Okay? When you actually go on merit, that means you go on your own.
By the way, the children in the background and that woman and man, they got swept away, sadly, tragically, in the flood, I believe.
Merit, not what your parents did or what they said or how much money they made or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Which you seem to not understand that that's not us. Because do you know how much college debt my kid has? So my kid doesn't get anything for free. And I'm sure there's a lot of kids out there that don't get into college for free.
I'm gonna call your kid's school in the morning because I don't have a fucking life, even though I got 4 goddamn kids and a husband. I appreciate that you're giving me all this attention. I do appreciate that. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, guys, don't give her the attention that she desires. Don't go on her page and hit her up and follow her just to say mean things. Don't give to her give, send, go just to leave a comment, because there's other ways you can leave a comment. You could go under X and leave a comment, but make it nice. Because you know what? She doesn't deserve hate. What she deserves is for us to fall upon our knees and pray for her that God changes her.
But once again, I'm dealing with grown people who have a 3rd grade education. That's clearly
Sorry about that. The pup needed attention, as I was doing. At this point, I think she has the 3rd grade education, because the people that comment to her are angry. You want to know why they are saying the things they're saying, Miss Perkins? Is because people are angry with you for your hurtful, hateful comments.
3rd grade education, maybe 2nd grade, maybe 2nd. Go ahead and call the school. Do what you want to do.
By the way, don't do that. It's not cool. Her kid's got nothing to do with her bad attitude and her bad behavior. I pray her kid doesn't turn out like her, but he's got nothing to do with it. He's an innocent, just like those kids that she picked on were innocents. Just like the kids that the families that she basically prayed for demise, he's innocent just like they are. He's got nothing to do with it. You want to be angry at Miss Perkins for her comments. But again, just pray for her, because she deserves all the prayers in the world, because you know what? God takes care of it.
Be like, this woman said something on TikTok and blah, 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 and they're going to be like, click. They're not a TikTok academy. I don't know.
Believe it or not, your words do matter, actually. Because if the woman did, in fact, call the school, and a lot of people, in fact, did that, it would have an effect on your son. So you need to be careful what you think and say, because just because you think you're right doesn't mean you're actually right. Schools don't like controversy. Put it that way. Colleges especially do not like controversy. So yeah, he might have gotten accepted on his own merit, but I guarantee Miss Perkins that if a bunch of people, not again, don't do it. Please do not do it. Her son does not deserve that because he did nothing wrong. It's his mother that did the wrong. But if they did, it would not be good because that would affect the school and the school would take action. So maybe you should think before you speak, Miss Perkins.
But you know that. But I mean, you're probably going to send your kids to some sort of, I don't know, Bob Jones or Brigham Young University or some sort of god awful.
You don't even have any clue what you're talking about this. You just speak just to speak, I think, at times.
Super Christian, some super Christian school or whatever, where they're just going to learn.
What is wrong with a Christian college? What's wrong with a Christian school? You do know that you're with a man who is a minister, right? Your husband runs a church, fiance, whatever he is to you. Although if I were him, I would distance myself. I would divorce your ass and I would say, I don't want anything to do with you because you crazy. But he hasn't. So I guess your church is a fake church. And I guess your husband is a fake minister since you seem to think that Christian schools are terrible.
About, how Jesus rode a dinosaur and all that other nonsense.
You blasphemous B-word. Shame on you. Man, I'm trying to, Lord help me, I am trying to stay positive about you, but that you are making it so hard. So hard. Understand this. Never mind. You know what? Lord help me, never mind.
Whatever. And you can do that freely. I don't give two fucking shits. Your kids are going to be uneducated, not mine.
So kids are uneducated that go to Christian schools, according to Miss Perkins.
Not mine. So, yeah. Once again.
No, your children are going to grow up to hate and to show hates and to be disgusting people like you are if you continue to teach them the way you're teaching them, which is shameful.
Y'all calling my husband's job, y'all calling my kids' school and doing all this nonsense.
Which, by the way, nobody should do because her husband and kids have nothing to do with what comes out of her mouth. If I say something stupid, which I'm sure I have, and if I have, I'm sorry, but because I don't try to be stupid on the internet for clicks and views like this woman. I have maybe, 31 subscribers, 32 subscribers. I'm happy with my subscribers. I grow my channel slowly. I don't need to be controversial to get views and clicks. But apparently that's what she's doing, is for views and clicks. And now she's got to go send Go up to earn money for it because she got her butt fired. So she now decided to get a fundraiser going. Please.
Because baby, I have the receipts. I definitely have the receipts, and I have no problems with showing your faces or your kids because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we can tell you don't care about anything or anyone other than you. I doubt that you're even a good mother at this point. No, I won't say that, but I can tell you you're not. Simply by, and again, shout out to Cinnamon Shogun on YouTube for bringing this story. Now, my husband doesn't like it when I rant, so I'm going to go downstairs for a moment to tell y'all how I feel about this truly. Okay, now, Miss Perkins, this is the part that's directly for you. And you only. Who hurt you? Who did whatever they did to you that made you in here so hateful? Because I will tell you right now that it doesn't need to be like that. We have grown past that. Now, yes, are there idiots out there? I'm sure there are. Obviously there are, because look how you talk about me or my people. And this has been going on not just with Sade Perkins, but it's an epidemic. It has been going on since President Trump got elected. We have been called Nazi sympathizers. We have been called garbage. We have been called everything under the book and then some that you could think of. And how do we respond? We just sit back and take it and don't say a freaking word. And now it's gotten to the point where, like with the whole Carmelo Anthony situation and this Charleston White guy, the puppet master he calls himself, how he's gonna puppet them and teach them how to get away with you know what. And then you got this lady, Sade Perkins. All of them will be judged by God. And God don't, you know, he's a little funny. And I've said this before. He's real funny about his commandments being broken. He's real fussy about that. Okay? That's the first thing I want to say. Secondly, God don't like ugly. And Miss Perkins, you about as ugly as they get. Deep inside your soul. How? You're a mother. How can any mother say that about children? I don't care if they're green with purple polka dots. It doesn't matter, they're children. How can any mother say that? So in my opinion, you're not a mother. You might have had those children, you might have had that kid, but you're no mother. Not a true mother. Because a true mother would never say that about children. I would never wish, any child, I don't care what their skin looks like, any child gets hurt, it breaks my heart. It rips my soul in half. Because they're children. They're innocent. Nobody wants to see children harmed. Nobody. But apparently you wish for it. What is wrong with you? Deep inside, there's something deep inside that is rotten to the core for you to talk like this. Come on. Anyway, that's Miss Perkins for you. So now, to my followers and the rest of the natural world that's got common sense and a brain cell, that I know, like, my subscribers don't talk like that. I know the people that I follow don't act like that. I follow people like Officer Tatum. I follow people like Shogun. I follow people all over the world. The black and white conservatives. I follow all sorts of people of all backgrounds. And I'll tell you why. Because we're all the same on the inside where it counts. We may have different views. We may have different looks. We may act different at times. But we're all the same. This nonsense of us paying for something our ancestors did needs to stop. Because that's it's 2025. Get over it. And I don't mean like the rest of the world. Okay. When I say get over it, I mean get over yourself, Miss Perkins. Because you are acting like we're the problem. We're not the problem. You're the problem. And to be honest, folks, as I said, this is for the rest of the world and my subscribers and everybody out there. Don't follow this woman. Don't give her any money. Because that's what people will do. They'll give her a donation, a minimal donation, I think, of $5, just to leave a hateful comment. Don't, because that $5 is still going in her pocket. You're helping her by doing that. Don't donate to this woman, because if you donate to this woman, you're supporting the words that came out of her mouth. That means you feel exactly like she did, that these children, you know what she said. I won't repeat it because it's the most vile, despicable, disgusting thing I have ever heard in my entire 52 years. And I have heard some vile shit in my life. But that is vile and disgusting and hateful when parents are still looking for their children. And these little girls, I might want to remind you, none of them, I think, were above 10. So how about, Miss Perkins, you just shut the heck up and fall on your knees and beg God for forgiveness, because you're going to need his forgiveness, because God does not like ugly, and your soul right now is pretty ugly. So, Miss Perkins, do us a favor, shush, fall down on your knees and pray to God that he forgives you. And apologize to everybody for your, especially the parents, for your vile comments. Stop doubling down and tripling down, because you know what? Nobody thinks you're right. And the people that do support this, they're just as vile and disgusting as you. Do you understand that? The rest of the world thinks you're gross for saying that. So maybe fall down on your knees and beg God for forgiveness and leave it at that, instead of going after innocence. Shame on you. That's all I have to say about that issue, because I can't continue to watch those because they're so heartbreaking. They really are. It literally broke my soul to watch her say such vile, disgusting, hateful, hurtful things about innocent children who have never known hate. Because little kids, especially little kids that are going to a Christian camp, don't know hate. They only know love and laughter and fun. And you know what, Miss Perkins, if you had a little girl their age that went to that camp, they would be their friend instantly without any question. And just for the people who don't know, that camp has been around for years. And yes, it is diverse. It's for Christian families. So if a kid happens not to be Christian, that's why they're not going to that camp. It has nothing to do with what they look like. Because there was a post that was put online from a kid who, I don't know if he's an adult now, but he went to that camp. And guess what? He said, "I'm not white." So there you go. And there were more than that. So please keep that in mind, that it is not an all blank, oh, you know what, camp. And that it's a whatever she said. That's not even true. That camp has been around for years, and it is a diverse camp. Just because one particular year they might have had more children that happen to be white than any other color. I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. And even if it were true, not that it is, but even if it were, it still is not okay to say that. It's not okay. Even if it were true, shame on them then. But you know what? That's the camp's fault. That's not the kid's fault. You are disgusting. And then she made the comment, oh, not that we want anything, not that we don't want them to be found or anything. That is not what you said. As a matter of fact, you said it was God's will. Do you know how blasphemous that is? God's will. Really. What is wrong with people like this? This is what's wrong with our country. People like her. She is like a top contender for a-hole of the year. Of the world. She gets number one for a-hole of the year. Out of all of them. You see, because I don't judge or anything like that, but when I say she gets that award, because everybody else is judging it. Truffles, come on, get back up here. Come on. Come on. Anyway, guys, I got to go. I will check you all later. Remember, be kind to one another. Life's too short for all this other nonsense. Hold on.